What's good? What's good? What's good, family? It's your boy Royalty Trades. Man, we've been seeing a lot of a lot of blood in the streets when it comes to the market this past week and even more today. So I mean, I'm doing this to help out everybody else, but hell, I need to check this out to see what I can find going into the remainder of the week to make sure I'm not on the wrong end of the falling knife. So let's see what we got so far. As usual, if you're new to the channel, go ahead and lock in, subscribe, hit the like button, share it, so we can all get this information out. Let everybody know, what's coming up with the stock market this upcoming week. So, without wasting no more time, let's go ahead and jump into it. Look at a few tickers. I ain't gonna hold you long, and just peep out and see what's good as far as buying opportunities and how much more further can the stock market possibly drop this upcoming week. So today was a little rough. Actually, Friday was a little rough. I didn't expect for the market to continue falling the way that it has. I thought maybe we'll get like a little relief, but so far it looks like SPY and Qs are a little bit out of sync. And I think a lot of it has to do with Nvidia's earnings coming up, on top of a few other things, tariffs with Trump, and then inflation. All that's playing a major part into the stagnation of the market at the moment. So we're just going to see, how is this all going to line up, going into the next month? Because historically, February should be a bearish month. And we've seen a lot of consolidation starting off from the beginning of the year all the way up until now. So, in my honest opinion, we need to see a dramatic move either to the upside or to the bottom just to create some separation, and that way we can actually get a trending market going into the remainder of the year. So, um, let's see. January started right around here. And as you can see, we saw a little V-shaped recovery here, but for the most part, majority of this year, we just been watching the consolidation on spot between this 610 and it's 591 level. And I just think we need to pull away one way or the other, so that way, we can actually get some trends going and not have to, play calls one week, play puts the next week or the next day, and it's just kind of up and down roller coaster ride in both directions. So, as you can see right here, I got the daily up, well, the 30-minute chart, but this was a daily trend right here that we was riding for a good little minute. This day, I think this was a Thursday of last week, we seen a little bit of profit taking, and that was an early indication that going from there, you're probably going to see the market fall a little bit further down. I was thinking possibly retest the 605 trend and make a move back up, but apparently we broke trend and we sold off from there last week, and we attempted, or it looked like we was going to attempt to retest the 605 level, at least the top of the bottom of the trend before we made the move down, but we just pretty much seen a consolidation sideways before making another move down. So I'm not sure how much lower we're gonna go, but I do have support right here at this 592 level. Um, well, I have a couple of layers of support. 592, some more 590, and then we have some more 587. Now, I don't know exactly how this is gonna play out. Um, as you guys know, if you've been following me for a good little minute, I'm a big fan of historical data. So, if something happened previously or it happens consecutively, then it's a possibility that it'll probably happen again. So last time Trump was in office, what were we faced with? We was faced with the pandemic, and the market was shaky for a good little minute until until it was officially declared. And what happened? The market sold off. We created big buying opportunities, and that made the stock market look good under his term because it was nowhere else for it to go but up. So you had great returns. A lot of people were made. Um, I'm not gonna say millionaires, but they got established. I mean, it's easy to play calls when the market's actually bottomed out, um, and you know it's just completely demolished. So I've been watching this zone right here to see how well that holds up, but this right here does have my attention. This big gap from 589 down to 582, that does have my attention, and I'm wondering what is going to be the cause for that to fill. Is it going to be inflation? Is it going to be something that we're just going to be unaware of? Will it be something that goes on with the banks or whatnot? We don't know yet, but as of right now, it's possible that we're on the way to, filling it. So this is what we're going to continue to watch on SPY. Every time we get close to those all-time high levels, on Fridays we sell off and push down to a lower level. I do have an upside target, a 624, but we're gonna have to create a new uptrend in order for this to plan out, unless we just choose to trade back to the upside and reclaim this daily trend right here. But as of right now, the market is saying nope. You want to go a little bit lower. Nvidia earnings are coming up. We're gonna drain this and get the market as low as we possibly can. Institutions are gonna get the best prices that they can. So for right now, I have my eyes set on 592.75 going forward as a level to retest. We could see some consolidation between these three levels if we continue to fall. Um, Between this 592 and 590, we could see a little consolidation action here, or we just completely break below this 590 level. Then we could start seeing this gap get filled to the downside. This would be a beautiful gap to get filled, honestly. Going longer to the remainder of the year, this is something that will create a tremendous buying opportunity. I have big support down here at 579, 580. So my deviations line up at the bottom at like 586, but they fluctuate. So if we start seeing a tremendous amount of selling pressure as we feel this gap down below 589, then of course these numbers are gonna start moving also. So that's just something that we're gonna watch. If we happen to get down to these levels, um, and just see how the prices are gonna start reacting to it. I mean, on the other side, I mean, we could start seeing support and we make this little run up back to the upside, back up to this 611 gap down. I mean, gaps get filled eventually. So right now it's just kind of in limbo. As you can kind of see, we're at this minus one deviation. So we got a couple levels to go up here, and then we got a couple levels to get down here. So we're kind of in the middle. It's a sticky situation. You don't really want to go long or go short because you can possibly get burned in either direction. I've been sitting on hands mostly. I've been testing Amazon calls to see if we can find a bottom on that since it's already kind of oversold. So I'll be watching that, for the remainder of the time. Um, I was in 220 calls over the weekend and swung them, hoping that we could see, this 217 and possibly a move back up to 226. But we didn't. Eventually got stopped out down here below 213. And this was a gap fill that we actually had right here. So this is the second time. You had one here, you had one here, then we got another one down here. So what I ended up doing was I ended up I averaged down and grabbed another one today, thinking that you could possibly reverse and try to grab a 213 back up to a 217 and make a nice little profit back there. But once I seen us rejecting around this 215 level, decide to break even, and we'll try it again if we feel down to this 207 level. Keep in mind the deviations are already approaching this -3 level. So if we do push and fill this gap down to 208 and this 207 level hits, this would be another opportunity that I would like to go long on Amazon and see if we can make this 207 back up to 214 move, which it'd be like a $7 move that we can see back to the upside. So we just got to keep that in mind and see how this is going to play out. Like I said, this market is it's in a sticky situation right now, so we just have to you just have to be mindful of what's going on. Try not to time the bottom too much. You just have to play a good risk to reward to see how it plays out. So as you can see, we've been, flushing below these buying levels right here, and now another one right here. So this is why I'm so confident on Amazon. You feel me? Because we're not gapping down. We're just filling levels that need that possibly institutions wants to get filled in, and they want to grab shares or make their longs too. So follow the money, follow the charts, know what makes sense. If I continue to see these buying levels get filled with no gap downs, and it's just pure price action, this is a good buy on the way back up. You have supply back up here at 225, and then you have more supply back up here around 237. So if you go long down here, this would be a good opportunity to scoop up some long options back to the upside. And then, if you get down at 207 and we make a move back up to 226, I mean, that's a good move to make. As you can see, Amazon has a tendency to move like that at times. You get in right here and it just decides to skyrocket up. We have an opportunity to where it dips back down and then it does the same thing again. It just flies back up. So right now is a perfect opportunity to look for long opportunities on Amazon. I'm definitely watching it. Anything around the 207 mark, once we fill this third gap level, and anything below 207, actually, I think it'd be a very, very fire opportunity to load up on long calls, possibly into the summer, and lock in right there. So that's Amazon Qs. So Qs actually broke support a second time. They here was the support level here that it was riding. Here's a unfilled gap down here, kind of like we seen with SPY on the other chart. Back down to 505. So like I said, what is it gonna take for us to fill that gap? Not sure. We broke this trend, and here's the next one right here. So what I'm watching for right now, since we broke this 522 and it started to sell off more, my next support level right now going into tomorrow or further into the week, it's going to be 515. So we're going to watch to see if this 515 level holds up. If not, then we'll probably see more sell off down to this 510 to 511 range, where it should line up to this trend right here. If I zoom out, then you can see where I'm drawing the trend. Here's one bounce here. This trend possibly will line up here too if I was to extend it back a little bit further. So yeah, if I was to extend it a little bit further, it'll line up. It's not perfect, but it's a nice trend here. Not quite a touch. It lined up with support here. It touched there, and we're probably gonna see a touch here if we keep going in the direction that we've been going over the past 2 trading days. So like I said, we're just gonna watch and see. Since we have broken this trend here, let's watch and see if we see 515 or a test on that and see if it holds up. How did I delete that? Yeah, but let's see if that holds up at 515, and then again at 510. We'll watch and look for that also. So like I said, the market's just sticky. We rejected up here at 536 and at 540, and that was pretty close to us, pretty close to when we was breaking all time highs. We seen that on SPY. Every time it broke all time highs, the next following day or the same day, it sold off. So we're seeing the same thing on Qs, and we just have to watch it and see how it's gonna play out. So Nvidia has earnings coming up. We broke this 138 level, which was support because we was consolidating back and forth between 138 and 142. Once we broke that 138 support, here we go, sell off, flushing down to 133, and now we're pushing down to this 127 level. Keep in mind, we have this 120 gap up right here. So the thing that I'm watching is earnings is in 2 days. 2 days, a lot can happen. If we saw from Friday, we've seen prices drop from like the 140s down to the 132s. And then we have 2 more days, so we can see prices fall from 132 down to 127, or if it gaps down, it can push down even more. So it's a dangerous game to play right now, especially heading into earnings, and then seeing how this price action has been completely selling off. Just got to be careful, man. So if you're holding shares, is just not falling below the neutral zone and falling into a oversold level here at 129 if we reaches. Watch for support here at 127. Then we're gonna watch for support down. Excuse me. You're gonna watch for support down here to this 119, 118 range. So it possibly can happen. As you can see, I drew this big downward channel again that we saw once before over here, but we're seeing it again on a bigger frame here. Here's the reject, 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 and now we're selling back off. We'll want to watch to see if this level down here holds at this 116, or if it's going to try to push down lower to 108, 107. So earnings is definitely going to be an interesting. It's going to be an interesting play. I'm not sure which way it's going to go. I know they probably going to have to talk about AI. They're probably going to have to mention, of course, their earnings and the revenue, and then their guidance for the next upcoming, I guess, quarter. So we'll just have to see how it all plans out. And good luck if you're gonna play Nvidia earnings coming up. I think I'll sit on the sidelines unless I've been looking at 150 calls through the summer. So I haven't pulled the trigger on anything. The IV wasn't too bad. Last time I checked, the IV was like 50%. Anything closer, you're probably gonna see 80 to 100% IV, which isn't too good if you're trying to play earnings. You want to get as low as an IV as you can, but just be careful because we don't know how it's gonna line up. I mean, we've seen Microsoft, we've seen Google, we've seen Amazon. They all went green with earnings, and the stock price tanked. So just be mindful of that. Let's see how that plays out. Tesla's on the verge of retesting this 329 level. So, well, 327. So it actually did test this today off of open, and it bounced up, but it's headed back down there. So, levels that I'll be watching for will be 310, 303, and 299, which that'll be the bottom of my deviations. And it also lines up with the support level that I have. So that's just what we need to be watching if the market continues to sell off. I tell people all the time, I watch SQQ, just because it's not as volatile as watching the Qs. And I can kind of gauge the momentum and the direction of the market based off what this shows us. So SQQ is looking kind of pumpy. I got a rejection around here around 31, and that's if we push it. We've tested it before. back over here. The second time we tested that level, it sold off very quickly, and we trended back down in a trended back down here. So right now we're just gonna see how it holds up going back up to this level around $31 and see how it plays out. If we start to fill this gap up here up to 32, that'll be a clear signal to start, building positions going long. But this will also, if prices fill to this upside at 32, this is probably gonna line up with SPY filling this, and then the Q's filling the rest of this level down here at this 505 spot. So this is just my little thing that I've always done is I always watch SQQ to kind of give me some sentiment on which way they headed. Just because it's less volatile, I can read it a little bit smoother, and it's not as choppy. So going back to Tesla, like I said, if we continue to sell off in the market, we're probably going to see this 299 area. It has a gap down, well, some gaps down here back at the 260 to 240 ranges, but I don't think we're going to see that just yet. I think if we retest this 299, that'll be a good position to go long, um, and lock in some call contracts, because we filled this. We haven't completely filled this then down to 322. So just because we haven't filled this completely, we might finish filling it and then have a little bit more selling pressure down here, just to get a little bit more of a discount down to 309 to 310. So if you're playing Tesla, this is a good thing. We struggled up here around this 355 level, up to 357. It struggled. It got consolidated a lot. It got comfortable. People were trying to play calls back to the upside, but it needed to come back down, to get out this little zone right here, so that way it can have room to run back up. You know, this is a good opportunity. I hate to see the market selling off this quick, but it was needed. The market was too consolidated, it was too stagnant, and something needed to happen in order to give it some room to do something. So, um, Hugo, hardest working man on After Hours. Hey, bro, I appreciate that. I'm just doing what I can do. As you can see, I didn't announce it that I was going live or anything, bro. I just hopped on here just to look at some charts, man, and I just said, hey, let's stream it anyways, just to see who wants to tune in, if they tune in, and if so, they can watch it and see what my eyes are headed to. So I appreciate that, bro, and let's keep locking in. You feel me? So, but yeah, Tesla needed to pull back. This is healthy to get it out this range right here. It needed to come down some, so that way, if you're one of those Tesla lovers, if you want calls, this is what you need in order to make this run back up. It needs to grab some more liquidity to bust past this 355 to 357 range, and that way we can start pushing back up toward these 400s, because I know a lot of people have been waiting on that. We got a big supply level up here. Well, not a big, but we got supply up here at 451. So eventually it's gonna have to come back up to 451. It's gonna have to fill this unfilled level here at 402. So um, let's see. Let's see us grab some more liquidity, grab some buyers, and make another run. Like I said, this is a nice buying opportunity. So it looks like we have a little downward trend forming. Kind of like that. So we're just gonna have to monitor this and see how that plays out. So check it out, another confluence. If we do continue to drop lower and see this 299 level, this that'll line up with the bottom of this trend here for the move back up to 354. Like I said, back over here we had trouble, getting above that. So even if we drop down, grab some more buyers to make the push back up, you see 354. This could count for a breakout level. If we break out above it and make the move up, this could be a break and retest level if we retest 354. So if you want to go long, I think 354, 355, that'd be a good options contract to go long on, because that could warrant for a potential breakout next time it retests these levels. So this is what we want to watch for. This is what looks good. It needed this pullback, um, and that'll line up for some extra stuff. So um, Meta Meta needed to cool off. Um, we see long periods of consolidation on Meta before it runs. So looks like over here we seen a, let's see, 9 2, almost a 3 month consolidation before it finally ran. And then here we saw 12 to January. So a 1 month consolidation before we seen this massive run up. So long consolidation periods, when you see it moving sideways like this, just know when it breaks out, it's gonna move. So right now we're approaching some good buying opportunities on Meta. Real talk. You see my -3 deviation is sitting around here around 644. So that'll be a pretty dope pickup if we reach this support level here. And this would make the run back up to 722. My biggest thing is I always say, look at the chart. If it's no gap downs, it's healthy. I don't see any gap downs, and I rarely see any gap downs in Meta. So that lets you know when it dips like this, this is an opportunity for you to go long, build a position, especially in sell-offs like this, because once once the market turns around and everything starts to go back green, you're gonna see this take off and it's gonna move. So um, I'll say watch for this 649 to 650 level to see if that holds up, and then we make another run back up to the upper 700 levels to see how that hits. So I just got a alert say Hims and her shares tumble 18% as margin miss adds to concerns about GLP-1 business. Sheesh. I'll check that out after I'm done with Meta. But I think this is a nice opportunity to load up on Meta calls if we drop um, to this 650 range, make a smooth move back up to 715, maybe 720. Anywhere up in here would be nice to go long going into the summer with this. There is an unfilled gap. I'm not sure if that's gonna fill anytime soon. That's down to 594. We'll just have to monitor to see how it holds up and if it breaks below this 650 level. But as of right now, we're just gonna play the levels. Watch 650 for the move back up to 720. I mean, that'll be a nice buy and hold back up to the upside. So no gaps, well, no gap downs, straight price action. Um, so it could be a pretty fire move. And Hims, since it just tumbled. All right, so I know a lot of people that like Hims, and I was actually a fan of it too, kind of with Novo, Eli Lilly, and Hims. So it's actually moving. It's approaching some levels to where you can actually buy and scoop up some prices, scoop up some shares, scoop up some options, contracts. This is gonna leave a gap down if it opens up in these ranges in the morning. So it's gonna kind of end up like this up here between that 64 and 58 levels. We'll see another gap down around here. So what we could see, we'll want to watch for. You'll want to watch for this level right here. It's 38 level to hold up, and then see if prices recover back above this 43 level. So if we get back above 43, then prices will head back up and start to fill this gap, possibly back around this 51 range. But like I said, we just have to see. Here's a small gap that it looked like it may fill at 40.95. But it does have more room to fall down to 35, more room down to $30. So that's just what we'll have to look for and see if you're big on Hims. Like I said, I think it's a decent company. I see them advertised all the time. I see the commercials. walk through Walmart, Target, you see the products sitting on the shelf. So, I mean, it's not like they're everywhere. It's just like Amazon. Amazon is getting obliterated right now, but I mean, who do you not know uses Amazon Prime? So, if you see companies and you see their products, best believe, you know, institutions are gonna be getting in at decent prices. So, buy the dip, especially on Hims. I think Hims is a buy the dip company. So, let's see. We covered Spot, we covered Q, we covered Nvidia, covered Tesla, covered Meta. Let's look at Apple. And Apple's been holding up very, very well. It has a gap to fill at 255. It's approaching the top. I don't know. I don't know what's so solid about Apple right now, but the rest of the market sell off, and this is steady marching up to the top. Um, let's see. So I mean, I don't see anything that's just trend wise. I mean, it looks solid like right there. And then if we look at the top and find a little top trend, you got a nice little upward channel forming. Well, not forming, but taking off. So, I mean, Apple just looks solid, even with the sell-off that we had, back around here. I mean, something like this is gonna happen with Amazon and Google and the rest of the market. You're gonna see um, the consolidations. You're gonna see the market pull back, and then you're gonna see that slingshot move back to the upside. So, right now, it's possible for Apple to reach this 273 level. You just have to watch for that, but it's been holding up very, very solid. Only thing that kind of scares me with Apple is we saw this gap down right here. We saw it sell right there, and then we're seeing a slow march to the upside. So when the market decides that it's gonna pull back, this could either just skyrocket or any given day the market can just tank it along with the rest of the stuff. Because I think it pre-market this morning it was like at 243. So I'm not sure what happened. This is 244, 44. So I'm not sure what happened, but I mean, look at the price right now. It's pushing back up to 248. So, like I said, it's an unfilled gap up here at 255. I got my top out deviations up here at 255, 256. So we're just gonna have to, stay monitoring Apple and see how it plays. I wouldn't personally buy while it's marching like this, just because the price action is so choppy going up. And like I said, at any given time, it can rug pull back down. So if you're in anywhere above like around this 240 level, I mean, you're doing good. You're holding. You're $8 up. If you're looking to get in, I wouldn't get in right now. I wait for a retest back down here to like 242, 241, somewhere like that. So um, I wouldn't jump into too much. I'll just let it see, let it do what it's gonna do. Day trade it. Don't swing it. It's risky, but it's been solid. So I think some news came out earlier today, pretty much saying that they're adding jobs. They're trying to add more jobs, something of that nature. So they have a catalyst playing out, a small one, and we just have to see how that plays out. So um, let's see. I'm trying to knock out all the Mag 7 real quick. Spy Q, Nvidia, Tesla, Apple, Meta, Google. Uh, like I said, man, we've been seeing. Well, this is a mixed earnings. Look like revenue and then earnings. So we saw a big gap down, and now we're approaching um, this gap level. So it's a slow fill right now, down to this 175.55 zone. So we're just going to see how that plays out. It tried to push back above it but it wasn't really strong enough since the market is starting to sell off more. Um, First level of support that I'll be watching for is this 178 level. Next level will be 177. Next is 174, and then very bottom target will be 173. So that 173 kind of justifies, well, it doesn't. 176 is the bottom of this, but check this out. You have a big gap down right here, bearish, and you have bulls sitting right here. That can make a gridlock right here for price action. We could see prices consolidate anywhere in between these levels just because, prior to, it got stuck right here. You see it right there. And so right now we're looking for the sell-off. This could be a setup for a V move back up or a U-shape recovery back to the upside. So we'll just have to monitor this and watch. Like I said, bottom deviation is down here at about 171. I wouldn't be mad if we saw this at about 173. Will we see it that low? I'm not sure. I'm hoping that it stops around this 176 and set up for the move back to the upside. But you never know. You never know. So we just have to keep playing this like it is. I don't see any. I don't see any just trends that just catches my eye at the moment. So we just have to play it by ear. Like I said, start buying below 176 if it does drop that low, and then just go from there. Small gap down here at 152. No telling when we'll see that get filled. Yeah, I think that was part of the Trump rally, I believe. Yeah, so let's just watch 176 and see if we have some recovery within these ranges down here. And we'll just monitor to see how this plays out. So, yeah, first support level is at 178. If we lose that, we're going to see support down here 176. And then we might just see some consolidation right here because this is where that gap, actually fills at, right around here. So let's keep that monitored. Microsoft, this will be my last one. So Microsoft, they had some news coming out with the quantum chip. Pretty dope news. You're just going to have to see how that plays out. The chip's supposed to expedite time with quantum computing, from decades to years. You know how I feel about news. Show me something. Give me something to look at. Let me watch it in action. Let me see if it's actually going to do what you say it's going to do. And if it does, then, it's something to invest in. Not questioning Microsoft, but like I said, it's always a show me type thing when it comes to me wanting to believe the news. So if you have this quantum chip with Microsoft that's going to expedite quantum computing, hey, let's get it out. Let's display it. Let's see what it really does, so we can see the stock move. So today we saw prices reject at this 404.50 range. I posted about a week or two ago saying that I'm looking to invest in Microsoft if we, drop down these levels. Now I did catch the move back up here from 408 to this 419 level, and we swung that and we took profits up at the top. I was hoping that we seen a little bit further move up to 423 and start on this gap fill, but eventually prices gave out, and here we are, actually lower than the area that I bought in at. So we just gonna continue to watch and see how prices hold up at this 404 level. It's crossing in the 403, and we pushed as low as 399 today. So this will be interesting going into the week. I don't think that we have any gaps that needs to be filled. Not to my knowledge. Yeah, and Microsoft is kind of this weird stock. You know, it'll sell off, and then sometimes it takes off to the upside. It hasn't really done much since earnings, and it flushed down from this 440 level. We tried to see this U-shaped recovery, like I was talking about, but here we are now with just a straight jackknife to the downside. So prices are still falling. Set for 389. Um, Next target to be 396. Like I said, deviations do fluctuate based on volatility. So um, my major support level right now, it'll be down here around this 385 level. So that'll be what I'll be watching for. If we do continue to sell off in this dramatic fashion, 385, anywhere around there, I would actually start loading up, loading up calls, around this 386, 385 level. So let's see if we got any just trends is in that's in this zone. Okay. What's this? 383 to 363. All right, so we got a little consolidation action here. Like I said, history kind of repeats itself. So we take this and lock this out all the way to the side and line this up with where we're going. So that's kind of like the top of it. Um, let's see if this locks up. All right, so I mean we're kind of in a gray area right now. As you see, anytime we breach below this 397 level, it immediately gets bought back up. Between here and here, we had just a dramatic move to the upside. Like I said, we gapped down below here and it got bought back up a few times. So um, you can watch for the same thing over here. If we breach and break this 396 level, we could see a dramatic or a sharp sell off to the downside, kind of like we saw over here. But then, we got support, so we may see the support level line back up, and then we could see, a U-shaped recovery or a V-shaped recovery back to the upside to reclaim this 397 level. We just have to make sure the bulls defend this level pretty good, and everything will be well. So I think that we went over mostly everything in the Mag 7. Um, if you tuned in, I appreciate you. Like I said, like, share, subscribe. Lock into the channel. I'm trying to get back in the groove of pushing out more content, pushing out more videos for the ones that appreciate it. And I just got on here just to fine tune some charts and look at it and see what I see. And if you locked in, I'm always happy to share with you what I see, so that way you can make some money on what I make money on. You feel me? So appreciate y'all for tapping in. I'm finna go and figure out what I'm finna do next. Um, Probably try some more stuff, tap in with the Discord. If you're looking for somewhere just to chime in and make your home, check out the Patreon. If you're on After Hours, check my link in the bio. The Kingdom, that's my Discord, and we got some nice people, very solid people that we cover everything from futures to swing options, day trading, um, spreads, cover calls, whatever you want to do, we got somebody that do it. So um, we definitely try to be a Swiss Army knife when it comes to the market and make sure you can make money in whatever way. So like I said, tap into the Patreon, check me out, Royalty Trades. Come tap in with the Kingdom, lock in, and we just a little trading home, like minds, trading together, and iron sharpen iron. So that's your boy Royalty Trades. I'm finna tap out. Make sure you're on the right side, not the wrong side. It's your boy Royalty Trades. See you on the other side. I'm out.